You are now watching abnormal television. There are images that defy logic, recordings untouched by reason, and moments that science cannot explain. Each frame, a whisper from the unknown. Open your eyes. You've entered the abnormal.
Everybody out there that's watching, everybody that's watching this world is bullshit. And you shouldn't model your life. Wait a second. You shouldn't model your life about what you think that we think is cool and what we're wearing and what we're saying and everything. Go with yourself. Go with yourself.
What the fuck does this mean?
With one another and also security. Okay, we gotta leave it there. I appreciate your perspective on all of it. Global affairs journalist Taryn Handel, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. And we'll get back to that. Also, a massive drug raid in Southern California. Take a look at this, targeting massive illegal marijuana grow operations. That News Nation exclusive right after the break.
Okay guys, we have got some seriously concerning news coming out of Texas right now. The death toll from the floods has reached a staggering 51, and 15 of those are children. And what makes this even worse is that 27 more children are still missing, and the search and rescue efforts are heading into their third day. So what the hell happened? Well, on Friday, just before the 4th of July weekend, Central Texas experienced torrential rain that caused that Guadalupe River to raise more than 23 feet in under 2 hours. And that is staggering. Only when you actually see footage of this do those numbers sink in. Like this one, for example, this video starts at 5:15 p.m. It ends only 45 minutes later. And this one gets even crazier. This one shows the view from a bridge where the water down below starts at not more than like a stream. But 37 minutes later, not only has that water reached the top of the bridge, but also it brought along with it entire houses. And so here's where things get really tragic, because caught in those floods was a Christian all-girls camp located along that Guadalupe River. And there's even videos of their cabins getting swept away while children are still inside. As of right now, recording, 27 of these girls, many of which are just under the age of 12, are still missing, but authorities are pledging that they will not rest until all of the missing have been recovered. And unfortunately, the missing campers are only one element affected by this tragedy. Some parts of Texas saw more than a month's rain in just a few hours. Dozens have died. More than 850 have had to be rescued. And to top it all off, forecasters are now warning that Central Texas may see even more flooding this weekend. As we know more, I'll keep you guys updated.
They said it's coming. You do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here it comes.
Should we run?
Yeah, let's not play. Come on.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. Mom, hurry.
It's coming this way. It's coming. Look, it's all wet. It's all water all up in there. Get out of the way, baby.
Mama, you're it.
You see it coming? Whew.
Do you want to hear about the greatest imposters of human history?
Please.
Queen Elizabeth I was actually a man.
What?
I don't believe it.
So when she was 9 years old, she was sent off to a town called Bisley because there's a plague going on. King Henry, he hadn't seen her for many years. And so he was out on a hunting trip close to Bisley. And so he's like, I'm going to go visit my daughter. On his way there, Queen Elizabeth got sick and died. King Henry VIII obviously had a very bad temper. She's looking for a girl that looks close to Queen Elizabeth. Can't find any girl. But Queen Elizabeth's friend, they said a very pretty boy, red hair. So they dressed him up like Queen Elizabeth. And then King Henry got there. There was no suspicion. She became queen. If you look back, she had no weakness of a woman, but the mind of a man. She would always wear a high collar. She refused to get married. But the kicker, hundreds of years later, in Bisley, there's a graveyard very close to the house where Queen Elizabeth grew up. There's an unmarked grave. And when they excavated it, there was a little girl, the same age as when Queen Elizabeth would have died. She was wearing Tudor clothes, like royalty clothes, but an unmarked grave.
So you ever think about the fact we have no idea what the richest people in the world do for fun? Let me give you an example of why I think about this. Meet James Jameson. Yep, same name as the Irish whiskey brand. He was a 19th century heir to the Jameson fortune. He was rich, he was bored, he was a colonialist. You know the type. And in one of his little exploration trips to the Congo, he wanted to document the locals, let's say, but not with a journal, with watercolors. According to a diary entry from someone in the expedition, and yes, this is a real account, Jameson supposedly traded goods to purchase a young girl, not to rescue, not to educate, but so he could watch her be cannibalized just to sketch it. You know, normal rich people stuff. Jameson stood by, watched, sketched, then painted it later, like it was a fun little art project. He wrote it off as a misunderstanding, but we all know that's a fucking lie. And that's just one story that we know about. One rich guy, one isolated trip, and one moment he didn't get away with completely. So now think about the ones we don't know about. What happens in the castles of the people whose names we don't even know? What do they have behind the gates so big they make Area 51 look like a dog park? You ever wonder why so many billionaires are obsessed with bunkers? Why they all happen to have their own islands? Or how they all have their own mysterious foundation or private collection? They're not spending their weekends binge watching Netflix and eating too many nerd clusters. Hey, and maybe the Jameson story was a fluke. Maybe he was just an outlier. Maybe all the other mega rich are totally not painting anything disturbing at all. Or maybe that was just the only time someone left their diary open. But sleep tight knowing your boss's boss's boss has the money to fund literally any idea and no one there to tell him no.
There is a pyramid on top of a mountain in Scotland, and I didn't know this existed. Look at the size of that bad boy.
I have a strange feeling that Antarctica is holding some very big secrets that will change our perception on our entire world. You may have already heard about this, but a 19-year-old pilot was detained immediately after taking a solo unauthorized flight to Antarctica. He didn't just fly near the area, he fully landed, and apparently a really big deal was made out of this whole situation. I find this so interesting because when I would see videos about how people are not allowed to go to Antarctica, people would comment and reply saying that you can just fly there, but we see the truth is that you will get detained or arrested immediately if you step foot there without proper clearance. Also think to yourself, why is it that countries all over the world can't come together for world peace or to solve world hunger, but they can all of a sudden all collectively agree to keep Antarctica as a protected land that nobody's allowed to go to? That just seems suspicious. And on top of that, there are countless stories from people who have actually been to Antarctica, and they give an entirely different narrative of what's actually there. They talk about new lands and technology that we have no clue about. I think Antarctica is holding some big secrets, but let me know what you think in the comments.
What's that? Oh, people in Mississippi recorded and witnessed a pyramid in the sky? What? People recorded this pyramid in the sky that appeared to be refracting light. It was perfectly shaped, and people started to feel like a dark presence in the area. People witnessed things getting really strange. One woman purposely rear-ended a vehicle. She said she couldn't stop herself from doing it because she felt some sort of demonic, dark takeover in her body, and she couldn't stop herself. What? One person said as he was driving in his friend's vehicle and just got done recording the pyramid that he felt the same dark takeover in his body, and he jumped out of his friend's moving vehicle, but he couldn't stop himself from doing it. Oh, fun. I'm not sure what's going on with this pyramid in the sky, but I hope I don't get one in my neck of the woods. Oh, goody.
Mysterious pyramid in the sky. Gulfport, Mississippi, July 4th.
I am not allowed to be in the rainbow picture.
Você queria ver? Eu via. Ô tio, para do senhor aqui, nossa, sim.
Bifrost, also known as the Rainbow Bridge, may be real, y'all. The following two videos are from two different witnesses who captured what appears to be this rainbow bridge in the sky over California. The first witness captured this around July 3rd of 2025, and they have no explanation for this. This is not a rocket. This is something we truly haven't seen in the sky before. But the question is what is it exactly and who put it there? Take a look at these next two videos. Tell me what you think.
Look at that streak across the sky, y'all. It's 2:48 in the morning. What the f is that? This is a long streak across the sky here at 2:48 a.m. I'm just getting home from my gig at Swig, and I noticed this up in the sky. I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. No rainbow, nothing like that in the sky at night. In the early morning, wee hours of the morning. What the f is that? Okay, y'all. Feedback? Tell me what's going on. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Okay, y'all? Okay, let me walk back to my car and get my ass home.
Oh my God. I cannot believe I'm getting this on video. Bitch, I told you. I ain't about to release this shit though. I'm not trying to have somebody follow me. Bro, what in the hell? What the fuck?
Have you heard about what's going on in Idaho in the northwestern United States? Because a lot more people should be talking about this right now. Over the course of the last month now, I've noticed locals from all over the northwestern United States showing huge cracks appearing in the ground. Now these cracks, and you can find many videos of them, especially with farmers that have been tracking a lot of them and how long they stretch, almost every single time stretch for miles, and I mean literally miles. But the weirdest part is that people for weeks, if not months now, have been hearing loud booms underground, a lot of times specifically next to where these cracks are appearing. And a farmer actually used a device that estimated how deep some of these cracks go. In one area that stretched up to at least 4 football fields long, the cracks went down over 100 feet deep. Not just that, but I noticed that they used a camera to go down into the cracks as well, and when they did, they noticed a lot of different tunnel ways going back and forth inside of the cracks, some of which they're saying allegedly stretch to different large areas that have cracks in the ground as well. Not just that, but there's a creator that's on TikTok that's been tracking these for a while, and he actually used a camera of his own to go down into these cracks just much deeper. And when he got near the bottom, he discovered that there is a shit ton of mud and water underneath. Now, while the mud might be expected, that is an excessive amount of water. I'm sure everybody's aware by now of what happened with Africa. But regardless, if you live in the northwestern United States and you have any of these cracks that are appearing, please get in touch with me, because I want to put as much information as I possibly can out there, because let's be honest, this is kind of serious.
What on earth is this right here, man? Like, who is that? Let's do a few celebrity comparisons today, right? Check out old Kathy, man. Look at the difference, man. Look at Rosie. I know y'all love Rosie, man. Then y'all's favorite is Miss Ellen D. Look at her now, man. Like, even her ears, she just looks different. I don't know. What do y'all think it is? Then we got the Zac Efron situation, man. See, a lot of people say that that's not even the same person. Him and him, that's not the same people, but I'm not saying that at all. Sure makes you wonder, though, doesn't it? I can't believe Lindsay Lohan, dude. Like, I think we're like the same age. Jeez, man. What did you do? I need to jump on that. Look at all that gray, man. Then you have others that go through such drastic changes that, you know, you just kind of know what happened, really. But it's all good, though. Speaking of drastic changes, man, what about Jeff Bezos and his wife? Have y'all heard about, like, what they've got going on now? I mean, that'll be part 2. But anyways, hold on one second. Had to show y'all this picture right here. LeBron checking out his style and his new little style, his little pose. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all have a good day.
It's amazing how they literally put the truth right in front of your face in 2025, and still people just completely forget about what they just showed you. Think about this, right? These robots and these masks, by the way, and don't forget that they are decades, literal decades farther. I mean, what we could even believe that they have. And now they're showing us this while they have artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence going on. These masks and all the weird things we've been seeing on the TV lately. You know, the really weird wrinkles in the neck and just weird creases in the face that should not be there. It's pretty crazy, right? And of course, this is all for entertainment, but wait till you see the end on just how amazing it looks. Entertainment. But what if these things were all over the place in front of us on this TV and we just had no idea? Also, we only ever see the front of these people as well. Just throwing that out there for no reason at all.
Listen closely.
Who's going to win the White House in 2024? Who do you think will win the White House in 2032? Which type of AI? Transformers or the future?
There's a reason why when Trump got into office that he planned a $500 billion infrastructure for AI. They are planning for AI to take over. Do you know why Doge was able to audit so quickly? Because they used AI. They are planning to implement it in every part of our life. In China, there's a self-evolving virtual hospital concept that is going public in 2025. And it's going to be called Agent Hospital. They're getting rid of government jobs because they're going to replace it with AI. They just did an executive order for truckers to be able to read and write so they can get rid of a lot of truckers. And now with the tariffs, guess who's going to lose their jobs because they don't have shipments to take to these stores? Truckers. But don't worry, they have a solution. The first driverless semis have started running regular long-haul routes. They set up a problem to bring out a solution, and the solution will be AI in every aspect. For the past few years, they have implemented AI, and Zuckerberg already admitted that they have released thousands of bots to their platform. Guess what those bots are doing? They're making duplicate accounts of people just like me and you. I don't know about y'all, but I have probably 15 fake accounts on TikTok. Why? Because now they have a solution, and it's called World, an eye-scanning crypto orb. This will be the solution for that because they've already created the problem. This is going to take your irises, your biometric data, to verify your identity online. There's going to come a time when you can't get online without verifying your identity. If y'all do not wake up, we are going to be living in an authoritarian dictatorship, fueled by AI.
I just caught something wild on camera driving home last night about 11 o'clock from work, and it was really low overhead, so I grabbed it and then I went behind the trees, and as soon as it came out from the trees, there's like a red ball of something next to it. I was driving, so I couldn't watch, but I'm watching back on the video right now, and I'm like, yo, what is this? Let me know in the comments. What are we looking at? Here it comes. Yep, here we go. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at that shit. Oh man. I'm gonna crash. Oh man. What the hell? I told you this shit was out tonight. Oh, that's crazy. What is that? Is it the moon? What am I looking at? What are we looking at? What is that? I can't see. I'm literally holding it straight up on my windshield. What was that? Oh, I can't wait to look at that back. This is really dangerous. I gotta go, but you guys are seeing this.
Remember those fireballs that were shooting across the southeastern skies of the United States? Well, somebody has one of those meteorites that landed in his driveway. His name is M.D. Murphy out of Williamston, South Carolina. And this is a meteorite. He says it glows and it's cold to touch. And he was actually hesitant about posting these videos. He's kind of worried about his security. And it makes you wonder what this thing is made of. Take a look at this, comment below, tell me what you think.
The hole is about 2 foot in diameter. And that's the hole in my driveway. I don't know. That meteor flew over today. Williamston, South Carolina. And this is what I found. And I don't know what that is. It's got a glow to it. Feels cold to the touch.
What do you guys know about meltology? You don't know about it? Let's talk about it. Meltology is the idea that certain mountains were actually once melted buildings. And here's a real good example of this. Check this place out in Bolivia. It's called Ciudad de Roma. Because it kind of looks like a city, doesn't it? Well, that's interesting because that translates in English to City of Rome. That's pretty weird, right? In Bolivia? And what's also weird is that in Bolivia it has lots of Greco-Roman architecture. I wonder if the two could be related. I think they might be. What do you guys think? Do you think this could have been once an ancient city that was melted by the wrath of God? You know, in the Bible it mentions that the mountains are going to melt like wax on the day of the Lord. What if this is evidence that that day already happened? There's evidence all around God's green earth. Some stuff not so green, because it looks like it was melted.
I can guarantee it that most people think that Atlantis has to do with a steamy hot fish man with perfect hair. But in fact it doesn't. And Paul Schliemann is going to tell you what it really is. He says, I have discovered and photographed on the tops of the undersea mountains the walls of certain caves that show every evidence of having once been inhabited by men. On the top of one rocky mountain about 40 feet underwater, I discovered fragments of a remarkably well-preserved cave temple, the walls of which were engraved with instruments either of stone or of metal. The architecture and decoration of this temple show that whoever built it had a highly developed taste and a good understanding of the principles of engineering. My first discovery in the deep sea research was a huge square rock tablet covered with a thick layer of sea salt and shell animals. After cleaning it, I found a bas-relief of 5 running figures, a remarkably harmonious and well-designed composition. It showed that it was broken loose from a great wall, evidences of which we found here and there on the bottom of the ocean. He continues, about a mile or so further away, we discovered another similar bas-relief of 2 running men and an animal between them. This tablet was of the same volcanic granite of which the whole bottom of the ocean in this region is formed. Both tablets gave every evidence of having originated in this region and not been brought there from some other land. About 50 miles east of the spot where I discovered the later of the 2 tablets, I came upon a plateau that is only 30 feet underwater. Here I came upon a strange rock upon which are deeply engraved figures of animals and a sea devil, the work of some prehistoric artist. The most astounding discovery of my deep sea exploration was a mountain peak on the side of which I came upon the remnants of a rock temple. The floor was covered with fragments of primitive art objects, all covered with yellow coating of the deep sea sediment. Wow! Near one of the volcanic peaks, which must have been among the highest of the submerged land, we came upon many pieces of statuary and tablets. The excavated art objects of Central America and Africa show a remarkable similarity in workmanship and style. They are so much alike that you would think the same artist had carved them all. So next time, people, you're watching that steamy, hot fish man, just know they're hiding something. Love y'all, and have a good day.
All right, man, it's time to talk about these petrified giants, man. Hold on, watch this. Anatomy of the epidermis. This is the layers of your skin, okay? Look right here. Y'all see that right there, right? Boom! Look at this right here. That looks exactly the same to me. Hold on. Up next we have... Whoa, I should definitely not call her. Then you got things like these giant, what looks to be footprints that are all along, I mean, looks like a riverbed to me. I just think that's kind of weird, man, how there's giant, look at the toes, toe. Just saying. Speaking of toes, look here, boom! Boom! Here's 4 or 5 more. That's in Colorado. That's like a tourist attraction, they say, or a piece of artwork, they say. Just look right here, man. Homeboy standing beside a petrified tree. That looks more like a daggone, what's it, the femur bone or whatever? In my opinion, I'm just saying. It really does, y'all. Look at that. Let's not forget the Himalayan salt. These salt mines. Y'all take a look at this right here, man. What does that look like to y'all? If you look at these pictures, like the last video I showed all of them like individually, but take a look at this, man. A lot of it looks like bacon, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. This is Naka Cave in Thailand, man. Look at this right here. Does that not look like a snake to y'all? Look right here, man. Like, really and truly, I want y'all to look at that and really, look how small homeboy is. I'm just saying, man. I could go on for days about this giant stuff, man. This is the natural mountain formation, whatever it is, but it looks like a tree trunk to me. You can actually see the rings in the tree. I mean, if it were a tree, but it's not, right? Anyways, man, it's always the questions, never the answers. If the eyes are useless if the mind is blind, my friends.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.